What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna wait till some folks get up in here so we can go and discuss this and what's going on, because I feel like it's a Memphis crisis. It finally done hit Memphis. I was wondering when it was gonna hit Memphis, and it finally has. Feeling like the civil rights movement. One day when the morning comes. Okay, so you guys know I'm not like I ain't no serious type guy. So you can't just like go to no funeral with me, to a church or to a wedding, cause we just gonna be clowning. Hey, Jamie. But the city of Memphis, we got to talk about everything that went down yesterday. Especially my urban community and everybody here at Memphis. I'm not gonna get too deep on y'all, cause I don't know how to do that. We gonna stay in the shallow end, but it's just too much going on, and it's a lot of aspects of the situation that we need to address. First and foremost, okay, I'm seeing a lot of debate. Hey, Kesey, I hope your daughter is going good. My coworker, Kesey's daughter, she's actually a policeman, and she was actually down there when everything went down, and she was one of the people who got injured too. Which is something that we gonna discuss. I'm not gonna be long with y'all, but we just got to discuss everything that's going on. Now, I'm here for all of us, like I said, but we have to discuss some of the disparities and some of the things that is going on, not only with this story, but with other things that's going on. Now, I love all my folks, but there's no one who can tell me the black male experience if you're not a black male. And there's all different walks of life when it comes to black males. We're not one dimensional. It's different dimensions of us. It's different aspects of it. But not to take up, like I said, I'm not here to say that this young man was perfect or to be an advocate for what was going on with that, or to even bash the police. I'm just here to give a outview of everything that was going on. Now, the main objective of this is how we portrayed in the media and how they portrayed their young man. Yes, he had a lot of things going on. Yes, he, was selling drugs. He was doing this and that. But for me, I'm from the hood. So I can understand the culture. I can understand the vernacular. I can understand the way of life better than anybody else. And a lot of people looking outside, this thing done made it global. It's on CNN, it's on the BET networks, it's on everything. So it's up there in par with everything else. But to try to diminish anyone's thing, that man was 20 years old. And I just remember some of the things that I was doing at 20, and this is not to negate anything that he may have done or saying he was just purely innocent. No one is just purely innocent and purely like, oh God, and, this and that. We all have our faults. We all have things that we're working on. But to try to narrate him to such a small manner based off some live or some photos, you have to understand the culture of not just even Memphis, but North Memphis, and what's trendy, what's the words, how they speak, their vernacular. Just because you speak a certain way, that don't make you smarter or more ignorant than anyone else. I know some people that speak correct English, they articulate, they know all the big words, but they dumb as hell. And I know some people who have that deep southern, ghetto drawl, but they have a lot of knowledge and they have a lot of things going to them. So you can't base that off that. Now, the narrative of the news always showing the worst of the worst. Now, if you go back when I was 20 years old, you see some of them pictures, and you could easily say this thug doing this thug doing that, but that does not make me. Like, this man didn't even have a chance to grow or to live, not knowing all the aspects of it. Also, on the other hand, you do have the police that are there for a job, that's there to keep us safe, that's there to protect us from all that is supposed to be bad. And when you get the U.S. Marshal involved, that's like on a whole nother level. There's federal things going on. There's been an investigation. It's not like this. Now, they said it was not him. Whether it was him or not, I watch a lot of Crime Network. I see a lot of different things. So I know the big Italian bosses and the big this and that. These folks done kept a lot of people. But somehow they are able to be taken in safely, to be tried, and to do this and that. And you can say what you want to, but I just saw a video of a man in Chicago, and he literally was down on his knees with his hands up. And they kept telling him to put the gun on the ground, put the gun on the ground, put the gun on the ground. They went back and forth for 2 minutes. So he reached in his pocket, and this is a gun carrying state, and he tried to put the gun on the ground, and the lady shot him in the head. And his last words were, "But you told me." And that's all he can get out before he died. I don't care what nobody say. They look at us a different way. They're scared of us a different way, and they react a different way. When someone of a different color can do something very similar to what we're doing. If it was a white kid selling pills or doing this and that, would the situation have went down the same way? Do we react differently because we're scared now and we know that things are going on? These are the questions that need to be asked. Like, there's a lot of things that, and I'm scared out here. I'm scared for my godson. I'm scared for my nieces. I'm really scared for my nephews, because it's like they don't get to know you. I can be dressed in my finest with my bow tie, my suspenders on, looking like a straight geek, straight nerd, and I still get followed around in the store. So if you have any of your cultural background of where you grew up, if you grew up in Fraser, it's a certain way that you talk. It's a certain way that you carry yourself, because you're going to adapt to the environment that you're in. That does not mean you're not smart. That does not mean you don't have aspirations. That does not mean you don't have goals. But it's people don't understand the strife of trying to get out of a situation where that's all you know. And that's all you've been accustomed to. And to still try to fight against the norms of, okay, if you speak this certain way or you say this certain thing, then you're not for the people. You're not for where you come from. So I've met the young dude before. He actually came up to my job about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he was looking for something for a car part. You have to look beyond some of the characteristics that you may normally see. And the media do such a great job of, like they say, just showing the flaws. Which, I mean, you want to do that, that's cool. But do it all the way across the board. This man coming here and he killed 6 or 7 people, and you say it was a troubled teen. But then this young man who's freshly out his 19s, who's 20, he's all of a sudden a thug, a drug lord, he doing this and that. And young people say the dumbest things. Come on now. You've been 20 before. Just look at your Facebook memories, okay? My Facebook memories came up, and I said something in 2006. And I had to delete. I said that? I was talking like that? I did that? But I'm still human, and I have time to grow and to learn, and that should not be a reflection of my whole character. Because if I was of another color, then I would have the time, kids will be kids, or he's just going through this period and he'll grow up and he'll do this, finally get a job and do all this. They have that luxury. We don't have that luxury. It's as simple as that. We don't have the luxury of growing, learning, finding ourselves, making mistakes, doing dumb stuff, and be like, wow, I was really dumb as a child, and keep going. Whereas a lot of people do. There's a fear that's being created in our hearts, and we are a dying breed. And it's really sad to me. And like I said, I'm not here trying to defend anything he did, because wrong is wrong and right is right. And you have to deal with those consequences. That's what's going on. DD, I'm telling you, them Facebook memories will get you every time. They will get you every time. But it's like, you guys, stop looking at us like we just complete thugs, or we just complete this and that, because we make a mistake, or we do something that literally every race is doing, but for some reason it's magnified, and the potency of it is dire when it comes to us, and they just try to paint a narrative. And this is not just based off what happened here in Memphis. Now, what I will get on is all this rioting and shit in Memphis that's been going on. I'm going to need y'all to do better. Now, I understand everyone is mad, everyone is this and that, and they don't know what's going on. But I listen to, Farrakhan. I listen to a lot of like black empowered young men who are making differences. Even if you listen to Nipsey, the main thing is to uplift and build your community, to help out, bring money into it, bring funds. Turn down your own community, it's never going to solve anything. I was talking to a young girl. She actually lived in this neighborhood and still does. Her grandmother just passed and everything. And she was telling me that the corner store, the man, if you don't have all of the money, you need bread and food to feed your kids, the man would say, you can pay me later. You can do this and that. You go and you ride and you break in and you steal the beers and you do all this for somebody who's helping the community, who's uplifting the community. You breaking into, not only did they do the police cars, it's something that y'all only saw, but they're actually breaking into the cars of the people who stay in the same apartment complexes and houses around them. That type of anger, that does not build up a community, the community that you're trying to save and that you supposedly are fighting for. That doesn't build that up. That only diminishes it. You think the roads get messed up? You the last ones to get the roads fixed. Y'all got all the speed bumps. Your electricity go out, y'all the last ones to get them on. So you have to be for you, FUBU, for us, by us. So we have to look out for ourselves. We have to protect ourselves, and we have to uplift ourselves. Now, doing that and breaking down your own community and busting people's windows and doing all that, I know it's in protest of what's going on, but where does that get you? You ain't got no insurance. Ain't nobody got no insurance, man. So y'all are literally making it worse for yourselves when it comes to that. You got the news anchors coming down there trying to evaluate the situation. You could have took this thing that made it to CNN. You guys could have took it and spin the narrative of what they was trying to make him and make the whole situation and spin it. Instead, y'all hitting people on the head with bricks. What sense does that make? What does that make us look like? It makes us look like what they want us to be. Now, there's a time to fight and there's a way to fight. Are you fighting the right way, or are you just proving and making the narrative go even further of what they doing and what they think about us? Because my thing is, yeah, they may follow me around in the store, they may do this and that, but I ain't got nothing to prove to you. I'm trying to prove to my people and show them that you can do better. You can go to college, you can dress how you want to dress, you can do this, and we gonna all do it together. But instead, you're making it even worse. Not saying that you should bow down to anybody when it comes to any situation that you feel passionate about, but there's ways to do it. Take an anger management class, goddamn it. You will learn that just because you express yourself that way, that's not the message that's gonna get across to the other people. When you're in a relationship, you arguing with somebody and you doing this and that, and you thinking that they getting what you trying to say, but all they can hear and see is like anger, and they just see this, and everything that you saying is none and void, and it's going in one ear and out the other. So how are you gonna get people to listen? What's gonna be the change? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, all officers are not bad, Kish. I have some great officers in my life. I know a lot of people. Some people are just really trying to live, take care of their family, trying to make the world a better place. Now, I will say, when it comes to them tickets, I know they got a quota, and that's when the police demons come out for me, because they just be trying to make their quota, so they be pulling people over. But overall, I don't feel like the police are people. Like, a lot of them live in the city, a lot of them do this, and that's a scary job, you guys. You got to understand, like, even us, if you have a gun and you see some people doing something and you feel like somebody's gonna pull something out on you and it's you and them, what are you gonna do? But on the other hand, you still have to think, okay, I just asked this person to do something, or I've already checked this person, I know they don't have anything. What's the next step? Because perception is everything. So when people perceive you, and we've been perceived in the media as being savages, being, all this type of stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I used to feed into all of that, even on my own race as a black male. And I met a lot of intelligent young black men, and I try to talk to my young black men now. And it's sad because I'm like, you can't make the same mistakes that, you can't do the same dumb shit that I did when I was younger, because your outcome gonna be different. You can't play around and do all the stuff that, I have white friends. They have done a lot of stuff. If we would have did half of this stuff, we would have already been dead. Now I gotta caution my young men in my life to live differently, not to live fully. And I don't feel like this, like, we all gonna make mistakes. We all gonna do dumb shit. We all gonna do it. But why does my dumb shit include me dying, and yours includes you just being, a rowdy teenager who's trying to find themselves? That's the question. That's what we need to get over. Like, I don't understand. I'm so scared for all my young black men, because I don't expect nobody to be 16 just in the house reading the Holy Bible, watching Blues Clues all day and shit like that. I have done some stuff in my life. I won't go into all that, but I've done some stuff that I probably should have been in jail for. Or I should have, some stuff should have happened to me, and we all have. But thank God, by the grace of God, I wasn't caught up in any situation where I had to deal directly like that with the police. But if you do, and you a person of color, and you young, you 17, 16, they just showed a video today, a video camera of a young dude, and he just was suspected because he was driving a red Impala. He's 17 years old, and they just knew he had something on him because he was blasting rap music and stuff like that. You can't just live. Hey, cuz, it's a lot, y'all. We need to reevaluate our way of thinking, and just getting mad and doing that. It's a lot of protests that go on in Memphis. Before this even happened, it was a lot of gun programs that was going on. There was a lot of men, youth. I even know the Institute, they're doing things where you can take your young men to the camp to learn how to tie ties, because a lot of fathers not in their lives, learn about things dealing with men issues, and men actually coming and dealing with their issues and not letting things go down. I heard so many stories about this young man, that he was top of his class. He was at U of M. I don't know what happened with that, but like I said, we all have our own journey, and maybe he was trying to find himself, but for the simple fact of weed, that man was 20 years old. He wasn't no cartel leader or nothing like that. I know that for a fact. But it's legal in a lot of states. No one should be killed over something that was legal. Now, whether he did some dumb stuff and stuff, I know that I see a lot of people saying that, a lot of my older viewers and stuff like that who forgot when they was young or didn't grow up in the same environment and culture. But you have to understand the culture and the environment that we grow up in. How a lot of us speak. I speak a lot differently from where I come from. But I also can understand and look past, what some people would consider, oh, that's just hood vernacular and that's just this and that. It's a lot of intelligent people who you may think just, speak a certain way or do this and that. Don't let that be the be all of how you feel about somebody, or they take like a hood picture or a gangster picture and you done wrote them off right then and there, of being just like, oh, they ain't nothing, they ain't this and that. You have to look deeper. They can look deeper in everybody else, but they can't look deeper in us black men. And that's why we have to be here more for anybody, because it's a catch-22. You have everybody in the world, especially the whites and everything, that's against black men and fear us. And then we don't even unite like our black sisters do. They got black girl magic. They always supporting each other. They always there for each other. If anybody need a helping hand, they helping with daycares. They helping with cars. They encouraging each other when they have emotional breakdowns. And dudes, they don't do none of that. Black dudes, and we've been conditioned to feel like that's not like right, or that's not normal to ask, what's up, bro, you good? Or I love you, or let me know if something going on, or something I can do for you. We have not been conditioned to do that. So now we don't even have our own selves, and we don't even have the support of anybody else. So we got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. Come on, Memphis. We got to do better. So, right, cuz we all have done some things. Let me try to read some of these comments. But I'm just going to say this for all my people. I see a lot of people on here who have young black men. Please love on your young black men. Show them affection. Show them love. Hug on them. Kiss on them. Let them know that they're loved. If you can, find a good support system, whether it's your dad or your uncle, some male that can be there, that can show good, positive male energy, masculine energy in their life. And that's just at any point of view. Like, just show them that you don't have to be so contrived to yourself and holding stuff in. Because it's a lot. I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of black men, when I start talking to them, my peers and younger ones, that's like depressed. They can't find themselves. They feel like they're not a man because, they don't talk like this or don't do this and that. You can't tell a black man how to be a black man. You can only encourage him to be the best black man he can. So encourage him. Look out for your kids, your cousins, your little nephews and nieces, and talk to them and encourage them, because black men are going through things just like black women are. Especially the young ones, you guys. So, I don't know. I ain't fit to be on here ranting and stuff like that, but that's just something I had. Because, we've had things like this, but I feel like this is at such a global scale that we need to kind of address this and address our ways and not be afraid to come out of ourselves as individuals in Memphis, whether that's hood individuals or anything. We all still can connect on a positive level. And I see people talking about now they finna leave Memphis. It's gonna be this everywhere. Okay, it finally just reached Memphis. If you can't come and try to support and try to build up in any way that you can, go on somewhere else. It's gonna be the same thing. Okay, but for me, I'm gonna try to support my city, support all the young black men in my life, show them positive male attributes, show them that you don't have to be a certain way to feel like you that guy, you that male, and do all this and huffing and puffing and doing all that to be the best black male that you can be. And when we start breaking those walls down and those stereotypes of you gotta be this and you got to do this and that, then I think we'll start seeing a different result and stop being so complacent in where we at. We in the South. We always been kind of last to the party when it comes to everything, and we stay basically in a red state. So for us, we got to be for ourselves. Okay? All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here now. But just know that let's be here for all of us, and let's try to make a change. And it can be in the smallest ways. If you see a neighborhood kid, encourage him. Go to the PTO meeting and or just try to do something that you feel like is helping a young young man in life, because you don't know how that's going to affect them when they get older and how it can and mold them into a good black man. Because when I'm telling you, ain't nothing more powerful than a good black king. When you get one of them who on a positive tip, who's ready to go out here and conquer the world, who to make changes, you get that, and you get you some black girl magic. God damn it, they can't stop it. They can't stop us, and that's what they scared of. So don't let it be. Don't fall into the trap. If you ever read the slave book, it was ways that they divided us. From the light skin to the dark skin, from the tillers of all this. It's just new races. It's just new ways to divide and conquer. Okay? So don't let that be the case. Let's all come together and let's all, better ourselves and better our community and show it. Show it by actions and showing it by just encouraging the youth is the future. So you see a 10-year-old, 9-year-old, 12-year-old, encourage them, do something. That's all I got to say. R.I.P. Black Lives Matter.